94 factories. This is good. Right, so we just need to wait a few more days for this, and then we'll be ready to attack. Mechanical ballistic computer is done. You're already researching the better tank. We could get the prototype reactive armor. Or we could start working on the MiG-23. I like that idea. A short-range fighter aircraft would replace many of the heavy models in service without compromising quality. Our improvements in engine and missile technology will take care of that. Now I'm trying to get the ahead of time stuff going while I have the ahead of time bonus. Artillery can still come. I'm not that reliant on artillery is the thing. Yeah, the Druzhina have them, but kind of phasing them out at the moment. Oh, fort lines. Oh, possibly. No, they're not, because we're still researching those. Or rather, we're building those. And this is going to give us a 100% preparedness. Which would be quite nice. Unfortunately, I don't get to repeat the manpower. War on the horizon. The troops of the Divine Mandate of Siberia are beginning to mass on our borders with their fortified bunkers and military operations and display their intentions are clear. War will face our nation. We must mobilize our troops quickly if we don't wish to be overwhelmed on the front. Their forces shall test our mettle, but we know better. Their will shall break first, and our nation will triumph in the end. And hopefully we steal all of their industry and make us loads of dosh. Because I'm hating the fact that we have no civilian industry and we are still in deficit. That scares me. Because how else are we going to recover from the debt? We can't. I've done everything I can. Except for the, that's true, I can do the civilian and military spending reduction, but obviously not right now. I could reduce the civilian cost, actually. You know what, let's do that. There we go. We got some surplus again. Unfortunately, we probably just spent all of our liquid assets to pay that off. So close. So close. I kind of wish they declare war on me because then I get the war support instead of losing it, but we're really close. Boom. Our forces are ready. Go to the Goering School of Economics. Constant warfare being the only thing keeping it from total collapse. It's just good business. See, that's what I've been trying to avoid, but there's no denying that a shot in the arm for the old industrial military complex is going to be good for us. Do they really only have 4 divisions on our border? That seems really silly. How many divisions do you have? You have 25. Yeah, okay, I fairly substantially outnumber you. How many troops in your army? 163,000 to my 235,000. We have an air force. They don't. And we have 94 factories, so they're 53. My main concern is these guys suddenly declaring on me. But right now, my orders are clear. Begin the invasion. This will take 30 days. Which is good. Oh, no, they declared on me! I get the war support! Ha-ha! Marvellous! And we click the button, so hopefully we get whatever bonus the pie preparation was going to give us. Alright, so our tanks are already rolling. Literally over them. My tanks are very slightly good. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. 1,745 soft attack, 2,013 breakthrough, 2,013 13 piercing, just in case they had some armor. And then 4,190 breakthrough. Yeah, I think that my investment in tanks is paying off. We were doing 15% damage per tick an hour. This is ridiculous. It's all down to Boris! Irkutsk hydroelectric station has been captured, with the city of Irkutsk recently taken by the Siberian armies. The mighty hydroelectric station has come under our control. Constructed under the orders of Genrik Yagoda after the Soviet Union was pushed back to the corners of Siberia, this work of infrastructure has reliably generated energy for the entire city under his command. A mighty symbol of Russian mastery over nature, the Irkutsk hydroelectric power station may also be a symbol of our control over the Siberian frontiers amidst the chaos of warlordism in the east. Given the immense amount of electricity gathered from the currents of the river, we can utilize the potential of the hydroelectric station to send power to our manufacturing plants, factories and homes of the civilians living within the territory. The concrete station towered over the Siberian wastes and churned through great amounts of Angara's water to generate electricity. We will utilize the natural veins of our fractured nation, and with such a magnificent source of electricity in the region, our energy supplies will never run dry. National Spirit, Irkutsk hydroelectric station, consumer goods factories -5, construction speed +15, and infrastructure +10. Nice. Very nice. Alright, so you basically need some new orders. Which is really quite simple. Kill everything. And now I'm going to say to the shield maidens, head out to here. Didn't realise that you were also purple. That's kind of annoying. I'm going to make you yellow, just so I can differentiate you. These things are so stupid. And this is in the forest against 2 different units. Cut off. Kill them all. Alright, so it looks like a whole bunch of their victory points are down here in the south. Yep. So tanks go vroom vroom. Go to there. And then I want all of this. Once you've made your path to there, go. Where's their capital? We just took it. It was Irkutsk. It was Irkutsk. AKM complete. So we should now start upgrading AK-47s to AKMs. And we have a new research slot, which is going to be artillery. Oh, next artillery is not until 1970 anyway. That's ahead of time. We should probably research these then. Compounding on World War II era designs, these shells pack a higher yield for a lower cost. Effective at softening hard targets as well as providing fire support, they're a must-have in modern warfare. How close to capitulation are they? Halfway. We've lost 84 men. They've lost 23,000. Now that we're going to be needing more APCs, I'm going to put all future stuff into APCs. I know they use rubber. We're going to need to secure a source of rubber. Crisis in Nanjing. A new police report in China has been leaked to the press. Inside is detailed the horrendous actions of decades of megacorporation control of the Chinese industries. It is a report which very may well shake China to its core. This is no minor labor dispute. In it is the stories of hundreds who have been physically, verbally and sexually abused by the rich playboys of the Zaibatsus. In it is the amount is being carefully embezzled from the Chinese workers and farmers. In its ledgers of companies that have engaged in massive historical mergers currently illegal under Japanese antitrust law. Japanese involvement in the Chinese economy has reached a breaking point, and every man, woman and child in the sphere knows it. So where are you going now? You're going back there. No. Oh, no. Right, where are your other victory points? Cheetah's one. Oh, Cheetah's a lot. And there's a bunch of them over here. Alright. Whoops. You go to Cheetah. And then to those. How am I doing for APCs? We still have 700 available. Okay, I'm going to take a bit of a risk. I'm going to I'm going to upgrade all of them to APCs. We need 1,800, so these will be short. But I just want the speed. We're going full vroom vroom. It's going to be the poor old shield maidens who are the foot sloggers after this. Yeah, you might be trying to come back and cut us off. Cheromushki airbase captured. After a particularly bloody siege, our men have captured Cheromushki airbase in the cowardly enemy and pillaged the facilities of any retrievable plunder. With most of the airbase left intact in the siege, we find that the field may have been put into purpose sooner rather than later. The aircraft that sit in the hangars sulk, their metal wings stiff and unused. With an entire airbase now under our control, our territories can now support the squadrons of planes tearing across the ashen Siberian skies. With the airfield as an asset in our favour, our men may advance through Siberian wastes, knowing full well that pilots watch over them from the skies. The east is cold, and our winds are colder, for no such chill could render us determined to clash and fly. Fighter production cost down, interceptor production cost down, reliability up, air accidents down, air superiority up. The skies are ours. I'm going to drive you myself. Vroom vroom. And here we have the APCs coming in to provide some support. Just in case it came down to us being cut off. And I'm going to say all of you are still assigned to that, with you being the exception. I want you taking this stuff, and I will do it manually. Off you go. So they're starting to get some units up here, but we are well and truly smashing through the south. And this motorized isn't going to hold out for much longer. It's the nice thing about having super modern armor units. It's also the nice thing about having such a ridiculous economy. They just have no answer to these tank divisions. None. Doing that, you're doing that. Good, good. The West Siberian Republic declared war on the Provisional Commissariat of Western Russia. Yeah, that's what I was assuming would happen. We have the big slog for Eastern Siberia, then there's the big slog here for Western Siberia. And I suspect the West Siberian Republic's going to win. And then it's going to be the final showdown between me and the Western Siberian Republic. Although whether that... we're still not even ready for the invasion. Siberian reunification. Controls Far Eastern states. We'll be able to do that. And we'll be known as the Kingdom of Siberia. Sooner rather than later, I suspect. Because, yeah, they're almost dead. 71,000 losses to my 1,000. And hell, even the shield maidens are doing a bucket load of damage. Which is unsurprising. I mean, these are very, very high-level infantry. With extremely good guns. The only thing they're lacking is the artillery. And there it is! As our troops rushed past the far eastern frontiers, their assault on the enemy lands was halted only by the sea. The great Pacific, open and wide, had met our men after the bloody battle as the Port Magadan has come under our control. The icy and choppy waters stretched for miles in every direction in front of them. The mysterious stretch of Siberian waters was a home by far to the most significant port in the eastern Russian wastes. A hub of trade and smuggling with a particular taste of the Japanese and American goods, the port of Magadan opens up greater opportunities for our administration to not only trade wares, but also make a name for ourselves across the globe. Indeed, with this invaluable port under our control, we pray we may see foot in the door to international recognition and trade. Convoy production cost minus 15%, dockyard output plus 10. Dockyard construction speed plus 10. The gateway to Russia has been secured, and with it we can get tanks of the sea! Ha-ha! Grand Principality of Central Siberia has defeated the divine mandate of Siberia. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. I have 3 dockyards. I have a free dockyard. There's no plural there. Alright, so the first thing I think we should probably do is the Siberian reunification. Because names matter. Yo. And now we can try to reunify. Not possible until 71. I suspect that this war is going to last longer than 71. This is going to be a bad... Did I lose an APC? I lost an APC. Oh, he must have been so weak that he died. Because, yeah, those last ones really just didn't have enough units. That's a bit annoying. Alright, so draw a big old line over here. And draw a big old line over here. I think I'm going to leave the Shield Maidens to support the APCs. And then I'm just going to have the tanks smashing through, as we've now proven they can do, from here. Spearhead across that. Spearhead here from Omsk. And then I just want you rushing ahead to all of this before anyone gets there to reinforce and relieve. That war is bugged, you can't declare it. Okay. Oh yeah, manpower. And also factories. How's the economy? 1 million! We're making 1 million! Oh, sorry, 1 billion even. So getting the extra injection of GDP and not inheriting their debt has really helped. We are not going to need military spending. We're making 1.25 billion a year. 20 years and we'll be debt free. This is a lot better. I feel a lot better about our situation now. We needed that injection, clearly. Okay, so we have a military factory, which is going to have to be APCs. We are also really going to need to find a way of importing. But I just don't think we can. Yeah, because we have no factories. So those APC productions are just going to be really, really slow. Hey, new focus tree! So I'm glad that we managed to finish the previous focus tree before that war ended. And yes, we do have lots of political power to integrate, and we shall be doing that too. Irkutsk going first. Oh, I can do them simultaneously? This is going to crash our stability. So I might also do the... We're still preparing the invasion. Okay. So the Rurik II legacy preserved gets the event in flames. Oh dear. Dragon ships. And then into the atomic age. We shall begin our nuclear program at a yearly cost of 100 million. So that was my tanks unprepared. Yep. Our glorious kingdom is ascendant. When our forces marched east into the untamed wastes of the Far East, there was a great deal of uncertainty as to what would happen. Even the brightest minds of the kingdom's high command couldn't have predicted the stunning string of defeats our noble Druzhina inflicted upon the enemy. Now the kingdom stretches from the Ob River to the west, of the Great Bering Sea to the east, and there is still much work to be done. Prince Yuri has maintained his esteemed position as the true heir to all the Rus, and through sheer tenacity earned the full attention of both the king and his people. The Crown Prince has ambitious plans for the kingdom, encompassing nearly every aspect of the state apparatus. Through his reforms, Yuri believes that a bright new future lies just over the horizon, and Russia will become stronger than ever. The end of Russia's misery is in sight, and with the aging Rurik II has every confidence that his son shall widely guide the kingdom through the final stretch of unification. Build ships. I think we want convoys. So all of these guys are now going to need to hightail over to the other front. And isn't that a lovely sight? I think... Oh no, Brazil. That's close. That's very close. I think Brazil still has a slightly bigger name. But it's really close. Move our kingdom to Magadan? No way. Kemerovo. It's where all of this was possible. It's also a really secure location at this point. Like, imagine somebody trying to get to Kemerovo. US-Japanese talks begin. Many have noted an increase in diplomatic activity between Japan and the USA in the past few weeks. Today, speculation on the cause of the uptick was put to rest as the countries announced a high-level diplomatic summit to address the situation in the East Pacific. The stated objectives for the summit is Japan to secure access to the American petroleum, and for the USA to secure the return of the treaty ports, and for both countries with their respective alliances to lift their mutual embargo and resume trade. Great hopes are already being pinned on the potential effects of this treaty, for the countries' respective economies and for the wider cause for peace in the Pacific, and for the world. All eyes will be on the summit as they try to navigate the maze of competing interests to find common cause for a deal. Can the Pacific live up to its name? The Sea of Tranquility. Our GDP has massively increased. 1.2 billion in surplus, liquid reserves 122. Pay off some debt. An end to wonders. We have come far. Where our government was seen as a mere warlord holding onto a scrap of Russian land, we can now assert ourselves as a proper nation on the world stage. Having made it to the final basket of candidates to reunify Russia, our country can stand proud in its accomplishment and look to the road ahead with determination. This progress has filled our citizens with awe, even as we rebuild the country, its infrastructure and its industries. However, our successes rendered the wonders of the old much less critical to our efforts. Where once holding on to these relics of a happier past gave our government legitimacy and gave our people tools needed for survival, the wonders under our control are now a tiny portion of the overall assets. They will no doubt continue to inspire our people, but they stand as mementos to the warlord era. The age where holding on to wonders was of great importance has come to an end. Wonders? Oh, is that like the special spirits I've been getting? Like the Port of Magadan? Yes. Yes, it was. So we don't get the airbase upgrade anymore. So Kemerovo doesn't start with any of those. I think there's still going to be a civil war. There might be. Yeah, there might be. I'd be actually a little surprised if there wasn't. So I think that we do want to expand the number of shield maidens at this point. So we've got 8, we've got another 5, that's 13, so I still need 11 more. And that'll be a full army. Although that's all I can train in one go. Alright then. Sorry to bring it back to E4 as in a Hearts of Iron stream. Thoughts on Naples in the multiplayer. You did fine. You got your peace. You got your independence. Still a bit too early to say for sure, because most of that session was spent getting that independence for you. And may as well go to speed 5 again. National focus completed. Crown Prince Yuri stared at the fireplace. The flames were the only source of sound in his quarters, which had fallen under a peculiar silence tonight. Now the second most powerful man in the kingdom, Yuri had much to think about. He had fought tooth and nail to secure his place at his father's side, and it had come at a terrible cost. Yuri couldn't stop thinking about the look Lydia had given him that day on Zamoski Sobor. This wasn't just a professional rivalry anymore, it was pure disdain, simmering hatred for the man who had depraved her of her destiny. Yuri achieved his victory, but did not feel the relief he was expecting. He still had work to do. The people of Russia now looked to him for guidance, eagerly expecting Yuri to make good on his bold promises of reform, and the prince had no intention of letting them down. His efforts would begin as soon as possible, a Herculean quest to reshape the kingdom from the bottom up. Yuri cherished the thought of creating a nation that genuinely cared for its people, but he wondered how many more enemies he was going to have to make before that dream would become a reality. The prince was committed to making things right. His father would rest easy knowing he had made the right choice. The people of the realm would rejoice once Yuri brought them the liberty he had promised so much, and perhaps he could work towards repairing the tattered relationship he had with Lydia. It'll be worth it in the end. Can't scroll. There we go. So we can dismantle the King's Guard. Imperial coinage, which will have GDP and GDP growth growing. Or construction of the Royal Fleet. Which I don't think I want to do right now, because I feel like that's going to be anti-Germany and anti-Japan. No, I don't want to do that until I have nukes to back me up. Imperial coinage. GDP and GDP growth increase slightly. I think that one sounds like the best idea. Our new currency, the hryvnia, has met with a surprising level of success and is on the path to become the strongest currency in Russia. In the newly conquered lands to the east, however, foreign currencies still overtake the hryvnia in popularity. To encourage further use of the new currency, the hryvnia shall be accompanied by a new set of coinage, courtesy of the newly established royal mints. These new coins shall present a flattering depiction of our beloved king, Rurik II, and come with a highly sophisticated decorative design. While the coins will not have much practical use as a currency, they would go far in both popularizing usage of the hryvnia and increasingly the already boundless popularity of the king. Soon, His Majesty's face shall grace every home and every wallet with his benevolent presence. Yemen's declared war on Yemen Arab Democratic Republic. Following a long period of strife within Yemen, civil war has finally broken out, and the rebel forces, declaring themselves the Yemeni Democratic Arab Republic, have taken up arms against the monarchy. Italy and the Saudis seem to have found common ground in King al-Badir, who has welcomed the support of both groups with open arms. At the same time, attempting to present himself as a reformist and keeping in alliance with the Saudi monarchy, al-Badir has played his cards well. Abdullah al-Salai, on the other hand, has support from a large portion of the military, himself a prior general of al-Badir's royal guard. Discontent with the monarchy, he tends to create a republican and socialist Yemen, with support from the numerous pan-Arabist movements, including the Baathists, admirers of Nasser, and the communists. Instability in the Middle East? How strange.